According to the general election of 2016 for Missouri, the voter turnout is 66.56%. This shows that people in our own state aren't going out and voting and sharing our opinion and giving our voice to our minds. If we don't go out and vote, we have no representation. Although many people are glad to say that they got to go out and vote, some don't have that opportunity or make excuses for themselves to not go and vote. I will provide solutions to show that anyone's voices matter. I would love to ask questions about who here has voted, but sadly, under these circumstances, I will just like to assume that everyone has gone out and voted, although I know that is the one basic obstacle that we have to be 18 to be able to vote. So there are a lot of people out here that don't feel like their one voice matters. Unfortunately, I was that person when I was younger. I felt like if I just have one voice, why does it matter? But when people come together and they share their opinions, they can either influence others or they can even share their opinion to others. It doesn't matter if they agree, it just matters that you are heard. I used to think that voting doesn't matter, but I've changed the way I see things, and I hope I can change it for you guys too. Because people feel like when they vote, they don't make a difference. But it can. Having a voice in what you believe in is something a lot of people take for granted. And I want to show you that voting shouldn't be taken for granted. Today, I will be discussing the lack of voting in the United States, how people feel like they have no voice, and the obstacles people go through to have to go vote in the first place. I will give some solutions for the causes for the lack of voting in the struggle in the United States. The lack of voting in the United States is very troubling, especially when people say that it doesn't matter if they vote anyway. The first problem is the lack of voting. While some people may think that everyone votes, that is a complete myth. People don't see the point in voting and they feel like they have one vote. It doesn't matter. According to Ollie Network, when young people vote, they decide elections. A third party, someone outside of our age, is saying that we have the power to go and vote and we can change elections, and we are taking complete granted of that because everyone says that their one voice doesn't matter. But if you voice your opinion and you can change someone else's vote and you can get them on your side and you feel like they are on your side, that could change it forever. Another main problem for lack of voting is misrepresentation. And what I mean by that is if someone complains that, oh, I can't believe so-and-so is in office, and they didn't go vote and they have the opportunity to go vote, they are shooting themselves in the foot. We need to think about our futures and what we want for ourselves and our children's and our grandchildren's maybe. We need to think about others when we go and vote, and we need to voice what we want for our future. According to the Fair Vote 33.60% voter turnout in the 2014 election, that number is pulled from Missouri. And although we weren't old enough to go vote during that time, we have the voice now, and we need to realize that. And we need to realize that for ourselves and our future. Now that you know a little bit about lack of voting turnout, I would like to explain the causes of that. Voter apathy is the first cause. Voter apathy is defined by Paulius, which says, voter apathy refers to lack of interest in participating in elections by a certain group of voters. This cause is one of the biggest problems most people have when it comes to voting, which is voter apathy. But, people who go out and vote, and women and African Americans who had to fight to go vote, and we as people have that full opportunity now when we turn 18 and we still choose not to go vote, we're taking granted for what we are given. People have put us down and we've done it to ourselves. If the older generation is still voting and they know how important voting is and we don't vote, they're going to have the future that they want. We're not going to have the future that we want. So we can't get upset when someone else is in office that we don't like. The second the cause is the obstacles people face to go vote. Another lack of voting is that people have to jump through hoops to go vote. If someone who doesn't have a job, doesn't have a kid, and lives at home and they don't go vote, that's a different situation. But many people have full-time jobs, they make them go to work when they want to go vote. Verkinski from Business Insider stated, unforeseen emergencies, scheduling issues, work, or plain old forgetfulness would prevent someone's vote from being counted. People don't always have the time to go and vote, and any kind of situation, small or large. Sad to say, but someone could have some kind of medical emergency to come up. But that's not a normal 9 to 5 job. Although people don't get the chance to vote when they really want to. Although there are many factors that contribute to lack of voting, there are certain solutions that can fix this. The first solution I would like to provide is providing information at the poll booths, which means that if someone were to say that I don't know anything, I feel like I don't know anything, why should I go vote? This solution would be the best option. Deterrist suggests from Business Insider that instead of only having ballots with printed names, each booth should contain some kind of video player. Then voters can decide to watch a 3-minute video about any figures or measures they are less informed about before casting their vote. If this was given and we had the opportunity to have an unbiased view, unlike from any news network, any website that we could read off of that could be sponsored by the candidates, we should take advantage of that, and we should be able to see their actual viewpoints instead of just seeing it from a biased, like rose-colored glasses. My second solution would be to make election day a holiday. This would be so everyone could get the day off. Although unfortunately I know that people who work fast food and jobs that aren't 9 to 5 probably won't get this, but the whole point is to show that people are getting time off to go and vote on election day. Stated by Varkinski from Business Insider, some U.S. companies are already giving employees time off to go vote. That is a huge deal. Those businesses should be fully recognized for how good they are doing. Although we can be overpowered, and when we vote, our vote doesn't shine through as the other candidates does, if everyone goes and vote, they should still feel like their voice matters. In conclusion, hopefully these solutions that I explained can give the push to someone to go and vote and fight for these solutions, because to get these solutions, we might have to vote on it. Today, I discussed the lack of voting in America and why people choose not to go vote, and the obstacles people have if they can't go and vote. I also discussed these problems can be fixed, which provide effort from people to fight for and would be good in the long run. Every election is determined by the people who show up. That is quoted from Larry J. Sabato. This summarizes, if we don't show up, we can't complain because we didn't use our voice. My call to action is that there should never be an excuse not to go and vote. Everyone has a voice and they need to use it for what they believe in, rather than just saying as one person doesn't matter. You need to go out and go vote because it's your future and that's what you have to take care of. Do you want people that aren't you deciding what is good for you? I wouldn't.